Hey Beyond Decadence fans, it's Chef Maria, and sorry this transmission is so late this afternoon. Oh, happy Friday everyone. But I was working on some other items and thought, oh my goodness, I need to jump on and show you how these turned out. So if you remember yesterday, we did part one of the wine gummies. So I just used a red wine that I got from the winery I used to do work with. And I mixed, let's see, a half a cup of red wine, because I did a half a batch, with a quarter of a cup of sugar, and then 3 packets of gelatin. Hello, I see I have some of you joining me. Thanks for joining me. And then I cooked it on my induction burner, and just to get everything melted. And I did pop one out a little bit last night just to make sure it was going to come out okay. And lo and behold, I am surprised. This is the one out of the cheap mold that I didn't think was going to come out, and it did. So I was wrong. And you can see the bubbles that I talked about. If you didn't get the bubbles out when they went in the mold, then they don't come out. So I'll go ahead and pop these other ones out and show you. I have my little wine glass here. I don't have any light wine, so all my wine is red. So actually, I think I'm going to use this tray that I brought instead. One thing I was working on that I've told you guys, I'm going to unmold them all so you can see them, they're kind of cool, that I told you guys I was working on, and I finally got it ready, is an online class. It's called Baking Basics Boot Camp. It's a lot of B's, and it's designed for children, and it's also designed for adults. It's going to go over, it's an hour long. It's on my website at beyonddecadence.com. It's only $15. And it will be Facebook Live. Now, I'll actually be on the Facebook Live for the first class, because I'll actually record it then, so I'll be able to interact with you and answer your questions real time. So I'm going to teach you all the fundamentals, well, the really important stuff, and some really neat tips and tricks, and how to read a recipe, so that way you can have it come out correctly. And then we'll go through, we'll share a brownie recipe with you. And this is just the first one in the series. I will add different ones, and we'll do different recipes. But I think if you don't have the basics to start with, then, you know, it doesn't set you up for success. So I want to teach you some basics in the first part of the class, and then we'll go through a recipe that you'll actually see me make and bake on air. And then you'll be able to do that at home. So if you go out to beyonddecadence.com, and there's a category newly added called classes, and you'll see the online class for Baking Basics Boot Camp. That's a lot of B's. So anyway, I hope you'll join that. That would be awesome. Like I said, I'll still do the short free videos, but I wanted to do the classes in case there are mommies and daddies out there with kids who don't have a whole lot to do during the day. You can sit them down in front of that, and they can learn something cool and fun. And then it's an activity, a baking activity. They'll have more knowledge when you're ready to do it with them or as a family. So I hope you'll enjoy that. And I kept the price low, the price point low, so that way it would allow you to participate. I would love your feedback. And as you take the class, the first offering will be, let's see, what did I come up with? Tuesday the 31st from, from 1 to 2 p.m. And like I said, I'll be on that one live, going through it live, and then you'll have the recorded version that you'll have access to forever and ever and ever. So you can go back and watch it many times. I'll add more to the series as I get feedback on what other things people would like to know, or just other cool things I come up with that I think people might like to know, but I always like your feedback, so that would be awesome. Okay, almost done. Now, I have a little tray here to the side. Oh, nope, I'm on the tray. Now, you could drop these in wine, or you could drop them in, you know, I don't know if it would really go well in champagne since they're wine, but any clear or light color libation, how do you like that for a word? That's my Friday word. My glasses are falling down. You could drop it in there. Now I'm going to finish it, and I'm going to drop it in my glass, even though I've only got this red wine here. So I stand corrected. Both molds actually work well. I just covered it in the refrigerator with foil because I had a piece of foil out, and then I just put this one upside down on top because I didn't see the need of wasting more foil. and my sheet pan is clean. So I've got my wine here. See if I can get it open with the gloves on. So cheers to everyone for making it through week number 1 in Mecklenburg County of our stay-at-home order. I hope you're surviving in your household, your very, very full household with babies and children and cats and dogs. Okay, so I've got these. Got that one. They're super cute. Now you could use any mold that you want. It was so funny, I forgot to tell you. I was on a conference call this morning on a Zoom call because that's like the new thing to do now where everybody, you know, is on a video call. And one of the girls on there said, I'm gonna make these this weekend. So people were like super excited. So anyway, I'm gonna drop it in. But I'm gonna be just like the TV chefs and I am gonna eat one on air. So are you ready? Are you ready? I got this one. Okay, take my glove off. Okay, here goes. Okay, I taste a little bit of wine now toward the end. And one of the things it said in the notes, it's really rubbery. I mean, not like rubber. Maybe I just need to let it melt in my mouth a little bit more. I taste a little bit of the sugar, taste a little bit of the wine. I think if you dissolved it in, you know, a light color wine or champagne or sparkling wine, whatever. I can't think of all the options right now, but you get where I'm going. I think you would probably really taste it. Yeah, definitely. So, okay, now I get it at the end. Oh, that's what I was going to say. One of the notes that it said in the recipe, and I told you guys where I found it, so you can Google it. You can Google wine gummies, and you'll find a million recipes. Is that you don't want the wine to boil. Like I saw, I had some bubbles just starting at the very bottom of the pot. Because when you boil it and it reaches more than 160 degrees, then you start to cook out the alcohol. So since they're wine gummies, you probably don't want to cook out the alcohol. So that's why I just cooked it and saw the bubbles at the very bottom, because I wanted to make sure it was warm enough that all that gelatin was melted and the sugar was melted. And then because that was about as tedious as it got. And I just used my OXO measuring cup, which is over on the other side of the kitchen right now, that had a little spout on it, and I just poured it into the molds. These are little molds, and like I said, this one works. This is a cheapie, super cheapie, but I tell you, if I tried to bake something in it, probably the recipes that I saw online, it showed the little bear, you know, like that. I'm like, that's a wine gummy. Why would you do that? And then kids might grab it and think, I don't know if this is week number 2 officially in Mecklenburg County. I think we're on day 2 or 3 of our stay-at-home order. As I said, I hope you'll go out to my website and see the online class. It will be a Facebook Live. The first part, I'll give all these tips and techniques and lay the foundation, which is the most important thing in baking and what we did in pastry. So I was trying to get the class done. So thank you for those that I was able to bounce it off of and get feedback and suggestions and input. It's out there now, and so I'm really excited, and I hope you enjoy it. And